Here is the clip that I was talking about in the previous one that I wanted to get up regarding former Governor Jesse Ventura's reaction to everything that's been going on with Iran. And this is from his son's show, Tyrell Ventura, and it's called Watching the Hawks. It's on RT. And I'm just going to let Jesse speak for himself.
Out of the room and on the ASCO panel, are what we're seeing happening in Iraq right now harbingers of a potential war with Iran using Iraq as the battlefield? I'll start with you, Jesse.
Well, of course it is. You know, you have to look at it. The Congress just appropriated $850 billion to the Department of Defense, which should be called the Department of Offense. And they've got to have a way to spend all that money. Now, allegedly, they're trying to get us out of Afghanistan, but we're a war culture now. So we have to stay at war, so they have to develop a new war if there's not going to be one in Afghanistan. Now, I'll get political for a moment. If I were president, I would welcome that $850 billion to the Department of Defense. But rather than spending it on aircraft carriers and rockets and weapons of mass destruction, I would go out and spend $200 billion on those machines that clean up the ocean. Then I'd spend another $50 billion on training the United States Navy how to use them. And we would start a war on cleaning up the ocean. Guess what? The rest of the world might like us again. But what are the chances of that? No, of course. We're going to go to war again because the military-industrial complex has to spend that budget. They've got to spend it or lose it.
What do you guys feel? Should we be fighting the war on climate or should we be fighting another war with Iran? Do you, Jesse?
Tyrell, I'm still waiting for the day Dick Cheney told us we would be greeted in the streets like liberators. I'm still holding my breath. Let's get Dick Cheney out here and explain to us why it's nearly 20 years later and we're still not being looked at by liberators. You know, when your country goes out and they wage war simply for regime changes, this is the blowback you end up with. So everything that's happening now is the result of the misguided, lying war the Iraq war was, and that's all they do now is lie to get us into war. Now we've learned Afghanistan's been a big lie from start to finish. When are the people going to wake up to these lies and finally say no to the wars?
I don't think Dick Cheney.
Couldn't be said any better. There you have it. Really tops it off. I'm going to have the link to the whole episode here in the clip. And I'll also have excerpts from Jesse's show. So with that being said, see the description, and we will see you in the next clip.